comprehensive search that could change the future of the Leafs. Hey, boys in blue news, today we have news that could blow up social media and, who knows, mark a turning point in this offseason. But first, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? This is where you get all the inside scoop on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Hit that notification bell to help us reach our goal of 6,000 subscribers. Picture this, the front office keeps their promise and puts everything on the table to evaluate around 15 virtual interviews in search of a replacement for the head coaching position. Now think about the names being evaluated behind the scenes. A veteran coach with 15.94, or rather, 1594 games on the bench and even a Hall of Fame goaltender. But what is driving such a detailed move? Hold on, I'll get to the juicy details in a second. But before we dive in, I want to know, if you could choose the new commander, which of these names would you bring to Toronto? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Now for the big reveal, the Toronto Maple Leafs promised a comprehensive search for a new head coach, and they are fulfilling that promise. According to Elliotte Friedman of Sportsnet on Wednesday's 32 Thoughts the podcast, Toronto conducted around 15 virtual interviews to find a replacement for Craig Berube. Among those interviewed, according to Friedman, was Peter Laviolette, a 61-year-old veteran NHL coach. He last managed the New York Rangers for 2 seasons, from 2023 to 2025, reaching the conference finals in the first year before failing to qualify for the playoffs. Laviolette is a veteran with 1594 games on the bench and has also coached the New York Islanders, the Carolina Hurricanes, where he won the Stanley Cup in 2006, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Nashville Predators, and the Washington Capitals. In addition, Sportsnet confirmed that Hall of Fame goaltender and former Islanders head coach, Patrick Roy, was also interviewed. Meanwhile, David Carle from the University of Denver might still be in the mix. Friedman commented, quote, "I'm not 100% sure that David Carle is out. Some other reporters seem to be very confident of that, and at this point, I have no reason to think any of them are wrong. I just wasn't told that specifically," end quote. Looking at other situations around the league, are there only 2 Kings left? The Los Angeles Kings, who hold one of the other 2 open vacancies along with the Edmonton Oilers, might end up sticking with interim coach DJ Smith and former Oilers player, Jay Woodcroft. According to Friedman, quote, "If there's anybody else there, I'm not seeing it right now," end quote. To put their performances into context, Smith led the Kings to a record of 11 victories, 6 losses, and 6 overtime losses at the end of the season after replacing Jim Hiller, before they were eliminated in the first round by the Colorado Avalanche. Meanwhile, Woodcroft, currently an assistant coach for the Anaheim Ducks, spent more than 2 seasons in Edmonton before being fired after 13 games in the 2023-2024 season. He had a record of 79 victories, 41 losses, and 13 overtime losses during that period, winning 3 playoff series. And do we have another player hitting the market? In free agency news, Florida Panthers defensive lineman A.J. Greer, who will be an unrestricted free agent soon, could hit the market starting July 1st. Friedman evaluates, quote, "I think a lot of guys are going to go out there to see what the market looks like on July 1st and decide if there's any chance they go back to where they are or if they take something else," end quote. Greer, who was a Stanley Cup champion with the Panthers, scored 17 goals and had 15 assists in 78 games last season, while also accumulating 113 penalty minutes. Meanwhile, will Campbell and Alvin stay around here in the Pacific Northwest? In late April, the Seattle Kraken announced that assistant coach Jessica Campbell would leave the organization. She made history as the first woman to become a full-time assistant coach in the NHL, supervising the forwards and the power play for the Kraken for 2 seasons. Now, Friedman has heard that her name is on the radar for the Vancouver Canucks, who might have some interest in her. On the other hand, the Kraken could try to hire Patrick Alvin, a former Canucks employee. The Canucks fired Alvin from the general manager position in mid-April after 3.5 seasons, naming Ryan Johnson as his successor. Friedman stated, quote, "Heard the Kraken have interest in Alvin," end quote, adding that Alvin knows general manager Jason Botterill from the time they worked together with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, moving on to our second big story, the Toronto Maple Leafs were trying to trade Matthew Knies before the NHL Trade Deadline in 2026, and apparently, they almost moved on from him. NHL insider David Pagnotta reported on Thursday that Knies had a deal virtually done with the Montreal Canadiens. However, the trade did not cross the finish line due to what Pagnotta described as complications. According to the report, Toronto would have received 2 first-round picks, Alexander Zurofsky, and another prospect in exchange for Knies. The rumors about this potential trade are definitely complicated. Knies is under contract until the 2030-2031 season, is only 23 years old, and is clearly a top-line forward, a powerful and physical winger. His salary cap hit per season is $7.75 million, which is viewed positively considering what he brings to the table and his room to grow. Apparently, Montreal could have further strengthened their NHL roster in a way that would have made a massive difference in what was already an impressive playoff run for a young team. Instead, the deal fell through, and Maple Leafs fans in the comments section of this story certainly seem relieved that it didn't happen. It is unclear if the new front office is as eager to trade Knies, but the good news for Leafs fans who like him is that he is still available for a decision to be made. Instead of a transfer, the Leafs now need to decide what they will do with Knies after, according to this report, coming very close to trading him. Now I want to hear from you, Leafs fans. Did the front office make the right call by keeping Matthew Knies after those complications, or should they have gone through with the trade for the picks and prospects? Share your opinion in the comments, spread this story on your social media, and don't forget to subscribe to help us hit our goal of 6,000 subscribers here on Boys in Blue News. Stay tuned for more news. See you next time and let's go Leafs!